Yeah, I think it's never never easy losing. So there'll always be a fight back after a loss. But yeah, it's difficult to say what went wrong. Obviously, looking back at the game of the Sharks, like we were in full control of the game. Had 3 yellow cards, but there's just yeah no explanation for how things went haywire. Yeah, I think as a backline, we said we obviously let the forwards down in certain areas of the game, and then beforehand made a commitment to each other that obviously to express ourselves again. Yeah, obviously everyone knows we forward dominant. Our pack is very strong, obviously scrum wise and line out wise, ball wise. So it's just a case of getting the balance right of when to pull the trigger. Sometimes we pull the trigger, but then try something off the cuff instead of sticking to the plan we set up beforehand. So I think it's just to complement each other. I think it's the same as any derby. It's gonna be massive. I think for us also playing 3 derbies or 4 now actually in a row doesn't do the body any favors. So obviously it's gonna be a big match. There's a lot of history behind this. So yeah, looking forward to what's gonna come over the weekend. Yeah, I always feel like rugby is a game of momentum. It's never going to be 80 minutes on your side. So obviously, if they come out of the bang, it's how we handle that pressure. And then obviously, momentum has to swing somewhere in the game. And then obviously, when momentum comes to our side, it's how we manage that momentum and obviously to capitalize on it. Yeah, obviously, both sides prep. I mean, if you had a bad game over the weekend, then obviously we prep for to change it into a positive. And obviously, they do the same. So they look at what we do, we look at what they do. And obviously, we set out the game plan, but obviously, on the day, things might change and they might come up with a surprise play or something like that. So, obviously, just to go out and adapt. And then, obviously, our games, I must take control of the game. The mental game is something people always overlook. So, I feel like personally, to bounce back is just to stay calm, stick to your procedures, and yeah, go out and just express yourself in what you know you can do and not to yeah try and prove a point if I can put it like that. Like I said, they know we full dominant, so obviously they're gonna focus on how they can stop our scrum and more. I think on their side, obviously looking at the Sharks game, they will see that we struggled a bit under the eyeball during the game. So maybe that's a facet of play where they will try and target us. Yeah, otherwise probably they're gonna look at making the game fast, stuff like that. So yeah, I think both teams knows when and what they have to do to get out on top over the weekend. I think it's a difficult question to answer. Like you don't know what the selectors at the Springboks are thinking. So for me, it's just to go out and enjoy my rugby, go out and express myself, and obviously do good for the team. And then, like obviously, our team has been doing well. So 17 guys have been called up, and then yeah, everyone's happy for them. Personally, and I think from a team's perspective, maybe as well, I don't think there's more pressure because it's just another 80 minutes. Obviously, there's a derby behind it, but it's just another game. I mean, if you play a Leinster and then Glasgow, whatever that, we can also label that as derby scores. Obviously, they also the leading runners currently in the competition. But obviously, from a player's perspective, playing the derbies is always harder than playing overseas teams. Yeah, because obviously we know each other. Us guys playing with each other in the Springbok team as well. So everyone knows a little bit more about the opposition than obviously the international teams. And obviously, it's much more personal. Yeah, I would think so. I would hope so. Obviously, my place is something that I back. So yeah, I would definitely put my hand up to be one of the fastest years though. Yeah, I think I'll refer to myself. I mean, when I played for the Pumas, moving to fly off, it wasn't the easiest move, and I think people don't give him enough credit. Moving from 15 to fly off on this level, it's just not an overnight thing. And obviously, I also got asked the question a lot of what do I think of Willie on 10, and I back him all the way. That's just the more he plays it, the more confidence he will get, and then obviously get the mix right.